All right, we're going to save the rest. We're going to come back once we get done talking about our good friend, the Try Guys. Yes, believe it or not, they're still in the news.
Our favorite YouTuber group, the Try Guys.
Do you want to explain this one, Mary?
Sure. So there's been some new details that have come out about Ned Fulmer of the Try Guys' affair with a subordinate employee in their independent company, Second Try LLC. We originally reported on this last week because it came out that Ned Fulmer was ousted from the group for his affair.
How dare he?
We argued about it. I explained that I think it made sense for them to fire him because firstly, he built his personal brand off of being the wife guy, the guy who was obsessed with his wife and his kids. And he also hurt the brand of the group as a whole because they're supposed to be wholesome and, hailing from BuzzFeed, they're also supposed to be socially woke. And he hurt both of those counts. So it's come out exactly the identity of the employee that he cheated on his wife with, named Alex Herring.
Yep.
And people have gone and dug up her Instagram. It's all just very salacious and gross. And they've also found found moments in old videos that showed the warning signs of the fact that he was cheating.
They found these two out in public. That they got Stasi'd hard.
That's
by
the craziest part.
The normal, just regular people are just snitching on this dude.
I mean, I don't even know if it's snitching or if it's that the person who saw him was a big enough fan to both recognize him and the employee because the employee had also appeared in videos.
Maybe they didn't realize it wasn't his wife.
Maybe I don't know. It's just so weird that I find it weird that he was going out with her and acting like they were a normal couple while being a public figure.
They're at a club.
He's a public figure and he thinks that he's not going to get snitched on. It feels like a self-sabotage
to someone else.
That tells me.
Yeah, she was engaged and he's married. It feels like both of them sabotaging themselves by going out in public like that because he does get recognized.
Well, then my problem here is that the very first comment, first of all, my problem is the selective morality of Hollywood. My other problem here is that this woman is no longer allowed to have her own agency. This wasn't some dude who cornered her in an office and said, if you sleep with me, I'll
give you a promotion.
Whatever happened to a strong, independent woman that just wanted to assert her womanhood by getting drilled by her boss? Is that not a thing?
Okay, whoa. Brett, that's...
I'm just saying that why is it why is it that it's that you can only enforce these things once in a while, right? She's either a fully independent grown woman with her own agency who made the choice, however poor it may have been, to sleep with her boss. Is that a good idea? No, absolutely not. It's stupid. But I'm sick of power dynamics when they're out picking apples together.
I totally sympathize with that point. Yeah. And the video that the 3 remaining Try Guys have posted, it's #1 on trending. They explained that because a family is involved, they want the public to respect their privacy, but also they know that women receive more flack online than men do. So please keep that in mind while you're responding to this situation. We're still
so glad they took this moment to be male feminists.
Yes. Yeah. They're just still trying to double down on that branding that they're the male feminist, wholesome 100 heroes pogger.
And they're removing his videos, however hard it may be to try to remove Ned from all of their content.
Well, they have something with the Food Network that they have to scrub him out of.
They've got this show that is still continuously airing on Food Network, and they have videos that feature him where they're going to lose out on money because they're not going to post them. Yeah. And they have brand deals featuring all 4 of them that they still are legally obligated to post, which is so awkward and dystopian.
I think it's hilarious.
It is hilarious because I don't like these people, but to imagine being in their shoes, it's just so awkward.
My main issue is them talking about it they're we're losing a friend. I'm like, no, you made the choice to lose a friend.
No, yeah. I mean, it's if it's a matter of personal trust that was broken, then I do get that angle of it.
I do think that he acted inappropriately. He risked their entire business for basically self-pleasure and to damage his marriage, which no respect there. I will say initially when this broke, I saw a picture of the girl involved, she has brown hair and brown eyes, and I thought all I said was like engaged producer on the show, and I don't really follow their stuff, but I had seen a long time ago on Twitter that one of the guys had gotten engaged to a girl with brown hair and brown eyes, and I was like, whoa, did he?
No,
it's not her.
I think it was
it's not her. I was hoping that it was that level of scandal. I'm not gonna lie to you, that he was like not just sleeping with a producer,
he was cheating with
but like
the guy's
with
fiance.
one of the guy's fiancés.
Yeah. No, I think that was Zach that was engaged.
So what happens to the female employee? She cheated on her husband as well.
Nope, no reprimand, no shame, no nothing. Even though she was going out in public with him, I think that's the worst part, because they know that he's going to get recognized while they're together.
And like, she's a producer on their show, right? So like, they go out together doing whatever.
They're both public figures.
Then they come back and he says, my wife, my kids, while she's like, click, 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 doing producer job here. Like, they know exactly what's happening. She knows that he is married. It's not a secret. She can't even be like, I didn't know. I just produced videos with him and his wife. Like,
also, by the way,
what are you talking about?
Producer is not some production assistant nobody on set. A producer.
This is a small company where everyone presumably knows each other pretty well.
A producer is not a low, like that. I keep coming back to the thing where they're talking about power dynamics, right? They're like, he could have coerced her into doing this. If she's a producer, she might not have the same level of power as him, but she's not a nobody, and she's an adult who made her own choices. And they're both adults that made their own choices that are screwing the company over.
And if this is the like male feminist environment that we think so, she could have gone to any one of her 3 other male bosses and been like, hey, he's making advances towards me. I am uncomfortable. He's married. This is inappropriate. And they would have been like, we will deal with this.
Then would he have faced the same consequences, or would he have stayed in the group because they didn't have a public outcry?
I mean, I think it kind of depends, right? Like, if nothing had happened between them, he was just flirting with her, he was crossing boundaries, and she goes to
well, we all know flirting is as long as you don't flirt digitally now, you should be fine.
No record of it.
Just don't send it on Instagram.
You go to Keith or whatever, and you're like, hey, this is making me uncomfortable. I don't like it. They would probably reprimand Ned. They may not work on projects together. Like, they could separate. There's a way to handle it. It's different when she was like, he's flirting with me, or maybe she flirted with him first, whatever it is, and then she continues to participate in it, right? That's very different than being like, this relationship with someone in our office that's very small is inappropriate and uncomfortable. Like, she never took that route as far as we can tell, right?
Yeah.
She didn't complain about him and then say, but actually I do want to get involved with him.
Which is why Ned Fulmer chose to stress in his public admission that this was a consensual workplace relationship. Again, I mean, the abuse of the language there is crazy, because we used to call that just like cheating on your wife. But because of like the possibility of legal repercussions from this girl deciding later on that she regrets this relationship, he had to word it like that, which is absurd.
Well, and like, she still has, sorry, you just pulled up her LinkedIn. She has associate producer second try still on her LinkedIn. Like,
yep, she's still there.
So then on Monday you go to work and you're like, hi, Try Guys.
How do you think the rest of the employees might feel about this? Should I
delete these pictures of Ned from this brand deal that I helped foster?
Yeah.
I can't imagine she should stay at this office very long, because if you were any of the Try Guys or any of the other production team, wouldn't you look at her and be like, you have damaged our brand. Even though you're not the face of it, you have caused us all harm, especially if it's like, what, a company with 10, 15 people? Like,
if you're supposed to treat
her
like
like a little bit bigger than that, and like, I would know everything and also be like, guys, come on, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine she comes back in the office and you're the editor who's working like triple overtime removing all these clips, and she's like, hi, I brought you some coffee, and he's just like, F you.
Including the remaining videos on their second channel that are titled shit like moments that show Ned and Ariel are absolutely perfect together, and like moments where Ned Fulmer constantly mentions his wife,
or like there's been like some,
maybe
I don't know what they're called, but those weird like anime dolls that like have voice recordings. I saw this video of one where he was like doing his like, my wife, or like however he says it.
I hate it so
People
much.
like this age very poorly. I will say I've seen a couple reports of like them being out and about, the paparazzi stalking their house.
They're still
and
together.
They both have their wedding rings on.
Well, so is Adam Levine. Adam Levine just did a concert and his wife was there.
Yeah.
And Giselle still supports Tom Brady, even though
but
she's
not showing up to games.
She's not showing up to games.
She doesn't really support him.
I want to talk about Hollywood's weird selective morality in this idea that they seem to be absolutely opposed to anything that has to do with the concept of like traditional relationships,
like any monogamy,
unless they can weaponize it in a situation like this. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, so that, like, I don't remember the last time they actually cared about anything to do with straight or even gay relationships that were just one, a couple, one individual couple. Like, that seems to not really matter to anyone anymore, unless you're Adam Levine and you're cheating on your wife.
Yeah, and like someone even commented on this situation saying that the problem isn't that he was cheating on his wife, it's that it was with a subordinate employee, and the power imbalance is just so egregious.
I thought you were going to say, and they were like, it's not that he cheated on his wife, it's that monogamy exists in our relationship, in our culture at all.
And monogamy is just so oppressive. No, it wasn't that, thankfully.
All the comments that I was reading had nothing to, nobody gave a crap that he was cheating on his wife. All they cared about was the fact that she was a subordinate.
Like, where is his wife in all of this, who is now SOL? Her husband has no income, and she just got betrayed and humiliated in the public eye.
Well, and she's publicly involved with her company. She's been in videos.
Yes.
Also, I'm sorry. If she's a producer, she should be gone. Like, this is, like I said, this is not, she should be gone. Like, she should not.
They should both be fired.
They should both be. I mean, I don't think either of them should be fired. I think they should try to weather it and
I feel
rebrand. But if one has to be fired, they should fire both.
Yeah.
Why do you think that they have to?
No, I'm not saying. I said I would appreciate them. Though. I would appreciate the attempt at them trying to.
Because he so brazenly went out in public with this woman that, like,
just say you're in a throuple. Hollywood loves that crap.
That's sort of what I'm waiting for. Well, actually, Ned and I have a progressive open marriage.
Yeah, that's all they have to say here.
And that's why they're still wearing the rings, because it's not that he cheated on her. It's that, like, he did it publicly. And so actually, this is a hypothetical, like, obviously I think they're just a monogamous couple, but like, if they're like, oh, we have an open relationship, so it's not that he wasn't doing something he wasn't allowed to do. It's that, like, he did it publicly and that embarrassed me. You know what I mean? Like, what if they have some weird,
we had terms,
like, because they are like
signed a contract,
right? They're like a white Hollywood monogamous couple. I think he's from the Midwest. He went to Yale. Like, they're so traditional. They have to have one thing that's like, that they've Hollywooded about, you know? And I think it's probably that they have some weird, I doubt it, but like theoretically it could be that
there's an
like,
angle. There's always an angle, a loophole.
They're not
monogamous,
kind,
right?
I'm
they're
just
whatever.
over the selective morality of a bunch of people that
no,
are
I totally agree,
immoral.
because you were talking about like how we were just talking about that rom-com bros, and it's deviating from the rom-com genre in that it has mention of not only like political issues, which is annoying and preachy in itself, but also like raunchy jokes about like orgies and even jokes, like sexual jokes involving children, which is really creepy. And we're supposed to not even like bat an eye at that. But when we see a guy cheating on his wife, and this is like sadly a rather ordinary situation, then we're supposed to be shocked and horrified because of a power imbalance that doesn't even exist.
Of a woman who's a grown adult who's also a producer on the show. Remember, if this was a producer, she could be getting in the same amount of trouble for doing so.
And not even just a behind-the-scenes person.
No. Like
someone in front of the camera.
And she was a fan, like I'm reading something, she was a fan of them before she worked there. So she has known their story. It's very obvious that she's aware of their personalities and dynamics ahead of time. Like, this is just like a weird thing I feel like she should have to explain to herself. Like, I don't want to shame people. Like, everyone makes terrible decisions in their life, I'm sure. But like, I do kind of want to hear the logic. Like, he's having to account public for it. I do want to hear from her that's like, I was engaged, but I decided to do this even though it had consequences for my friends and coworkers and the other people involved in this person's family. Like, I just want to know what the logic was.
There was no logic.
No,
there was no logic.
It was, I think what this is, maybe since she was a fan of Try Guys before she worked for them, it's like some kind of fulfillment of her fantasy as a fan.
I think it is.
And that's really creepy and weird. And like, I think we should talk about that. Like, should you hire someone who's a fan of yours who actually is like, it looks like she's in the age bracket that would watch BuzzFeed Try Guys videos when she was like in high school or middle school? It's weird.
Also, what is the end goal of this relationship, right? You guys work together. He's married. You're engaged. Like,
it's
you're gonna have
self-sabotage.
a torrid affair for 10 years and then blow up the company eventually.
It's mutual
like,
self-destruction.
The guy just wanted an out, and his contract is too long, so he's just like, let's go have sex and pick apples together.
It's mutual self-destruction. That's what it is.
It's my other favorite thing to do now is to find, like, if you look, like, when I'm trying to make the thumbnail, all the awkwardly edited photos where Ned's shoulder is visible, but everybody else is in the picture, but they've clearly edited him out of the rest of the picture.
Yeah.
Because they have to find a way to get rid of him from all of their material.
Can we show the clip of there are so many compilations getting posted on YouTube right now.
What was the start part? 2
I linked it with the timestamp.
I know, but
anyway.
I already
210.
210. Okay, so I don't know how loud this is going to be, guys, so warning ahead of time.
Inter-office romance, while frowned upon by PR, is inherently thrilling. Oh yeah, by HR, sorry.
PR, it can be a big win.
Big night, yeah, that's a good one. Come work for us, you'll find the love of your life.
Hey!
While frowned upon by HR is inherently thrilling, with the caveat, I just want to make sure to our drunk listener that this is not someone, you said that he is older, is not someone in a position of power over you.
Right.
Want to make sure that
also, is she behind the camera right now? Because he's looked at the camera like 4
Maybe
times. I'm not liking this. It's making me uncomfortable.
There were so many moments like this, and it's just like,
and she's probably
perfect.
I guarantee you, she's behind the camera, and he keeps looking directly at the camera.
Ew, I hate it.
The top
so
comments
much.
is, I think it's hilarious that Keith, Eugene, and Zach unfollowed Ned, but still follow Ariel and the dog.
Ugh.
Well, they're clearly taking sides.
Yeah, like they were.
Oh,
friends.
she was always going to get chosen in this.
Ariel?
No, I'm saying in I'm thinking of the producer.
They're following the producer, not Ariel.
I imagine that, they're not allowed to choose his side over hers.
They should choose both, not their sides, right? Like, if you really think this was so bad and so much damage, you should unfollow her, fire her from the company. You should unfollow him and cut ties with him if that's what you feel like you should do. I'm not saying that's exactly the right procedure, but be consistent.
Yeah.
Especially if this was a consensual relationship.
It was a consensual relationship.
And they should be consensually fired.
Yep. So, life comes at you fast, as they say. So.
Yeah, when you posture as a male feminist hero,
recount.
Doesn't this confirm to never trust a male feminist?
Yes. Absolutely.
Well, I made the joke the last time we had, it was Adam Levine, when I said reset the clock, reset the counter, and they're like, well, that's when they get when they abuse someone. I'm like, no, it's just when they're hypocritical and don't live up to their ideals that they constantly brag about. Okay, so reset the clock again.
Yeah, on male feminists.
On male feminists.
Getting accused of misconduct in general.
I don't
not
know
just abuse.
How many women are listening to the show? But if you are and you know a male feminist, do everyone a favor.
Stay away from him.
Run.
Block his number.
Whatever direction he's going, you run the opposite way. Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.